Today on Love Noise, we're turning up the volume with Chase Grant, a country art powerhouse from Minnesota with gritty vocals, soulful stories, and sound that cuts straight to the heart. Chase Grant is proving why indie music is alive and thriving. This is Love Noise.
This program is part of the Scene Projects Podcast Network. The Scene Project features interviews with independent musicians, comedians, and artists from across the Midwest. Become part of our community and support local art wherever you are. Welcome into another exciting episode of The Scene. I am your host, Bubba Startz, and this is Love Noise. Today we have a very special episode as we welcome Chase Grant, our buddy, back on to The Scene Projects. It's been a while since we've talked to him, and he's got some new music he's going to share with us. With me, as always, are my hosts, Wild Willie. There you are, brother. How you doing?
I am doing great. Just out here doing what I do every week.
Spending a lot of time online.
Yeah. A lot of interviews.
Yeah, man, you've been killing it, and I'm so excited. We just keep getting better and better at what we're doing, and it's really fun to get together to do this show. With us both is our boy, Boo Boo. There's our brother. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Just spent the day filming some podcasts and getting myself interviewed even. I'm excited for this one. Can't wait to hear some more Chase Grant's music.
Fantastic. And speaking of Chase Grant, let's bring the man in himself, Chase Grant. Welcome back to The Scene, brother.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Man, we are excited to have you, dude. I know we got some real special stuff in store for everybody. But I want to kick it off at the top of the show, expressing my deepest condolences to you and your family, and dedicating this show in the memory of your son, Hudson. And we love you guys, and we're always thinking of you. So wanted to make sure we hit that off the top. And I know we'll probably cover a little bit of the situation throughout the show and talking about your boy. But it's never easy for a parent to lose a child. And I wanted to make sure that we got to express that and to carry on his legacy. It may have been a short life, but he was a spark and he was an inspiration to not just you, but to us here at the Scene Projects as well.
Thank you. You hit the nail on the head with that. I have kind of had this tugging at my heart since before he even passed, actually, to always let his story not end in tragedy, but to continue to pursue forward and to help other families that are in this situation. And I've really kind of laid the foundation for that this week. I'm actually starting another kind of side business with my sponsor, Ian Co., here in Waite Park, Minnesota. She's actually a women's clothing boutique, which has, by rights, nothing to do with a man singing country music, but she has been a great sponsor and a good friend throughout all this. And she's a small business here in central Minnesota. And we're actually going to start a clothing brand called Created with a Purpose that is going to be 100% profit towards another nonprofit here in Minnesota called Henry's Heroes.
Let me get some snaps for that. That's awesome, man. I love it because legacy is all we leave. It's a big reason. It wasn't necessarily the reason I started the podcast, but as it became very evident that that's what I was leaving for my children and for all of these artists that have been on here, such as yourself, and giving you a platform to share these things and the impact that we're going to have on so many lives is we're just getting started and we've already gotten so far. So to think of where we're going to be in a year, in 10 years, in 20 years, and the amount of lives we're going to be able to change and impact is just, it's going to be incredible, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys for starting this, because I've already felt that it's starting to take off and good things are happening.
Yeah. So you were a guest recently on Soul Impact, I know, with Willie too,
Yes.
and you got a chance to meet our co-host here tonight. What'd you think of his show? It's a little bit different format than the Scene Projects, and obviously how music saved us is kind of the tagline of the show. I'm sure you have a very personal touch to that. So why don't you share a little bit behind the scenes of how music saved us, Soul Impact?
Soul Impact was a really good experience. It was just the other day, right? Like not even a week ago. And it was so authentic and so very just free form. Like there was nothing scripted. There was nothing like, I mean, you had questions, of course, but like it was just so like just one-on-one. It was just two friends talking. There was nothing fake about it. It was just as authentic can be. And I think that is the heart of this whole network, to be honest. And so I had a really good experience on it. We got to talk a little Jesus. We got to talk a little bit about like state of the world, which is a touchy subject, but we gracefully kind of glided into that and then out again. And it was very, very well received. I loved it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, and that's what I try to do is the rawness of it. You know, we both had our kids kind of coming up, and you know what?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know, oh well. Everybody's like, you should edit that out. And you know, and to hear someone else's perspective on it it's humbling because, you know, you pretty much just said exactly what I want people to see.
Yeah, you're doing a great job of that if that's your goal, because that's what I felt like leaving there. It was very, very well done.
I appreciate that, buddy. I look forward to a great friendship with you.
Me too. Yeah, absolutely.
So I just met Willie back in June down there in Summersville, Missouri. Shout out to Captain Jax and shout out to Vibe Fest. We're gonna have to teach Boo Boo how to mute his mic before he coughs in all of our faces. But one day we're training here. And he had mentioned maybe a week after I had gotten back home, he's like, I'm thinking about starting a podcast. And having spent a weekend with him, you know, we were running sound together and kind of very, you know, we hung out a lot. And just knowing the man that he was and how comfortable people were around him, I was just like, whatever I can do to help you, man, whatever I can do, because I knew he was going to be great. And now to look at 3 months has gone by. How many episodes did you say you've got recorded now, Willie?
I got 30 uploaded in the podcast. I have more than that, but I have 30 uploaded to Podcast AI ready to fire.
That's grinding. That's some work right there.
Well, I have, and you know, me and you talked about this. I have a great mentor. I mean, I tell Bubba all the time that it can be a better mentor to ask for as far as paving the lane for this podcast.
Yep.
You know, I mentioned, like he said, I mentioned the whole podcast ideal. And next thing I know, here's old Big Brother telling you, just do it. You know, not to rip off Nike or anything, but
hit record and just go and learn it on the fly, because nobody's watching, right? That's kind of been our motto the whole time. And even when we have people watching, we're never going to change what we do. We don't necessarily, I mean, we love our fans, and I don't want this to come off wrong, but we're not necessarily doing it for the fans. We're doing it for the artists. We're doing it to provide this platform where there's just not a lot of platforms out there for artists to promote their art outside of their own social media, right? And not that we're not, you know, reposting these things and you're sharing our art out there, but it's a different conversation when somebody else is kind of guiding it, right? And I saw that from appearances on local news channels and different things that I was getting an opportunity to do, and realizing that not everybody has those opportunities. And while I can't start a terrestrial TV station anytime soon, I have a YouTube channel, and we have these things that we can grow. And like I said, we haven't even had the YouTube channel for a year yet, and we're, you know, cresting 250,000 views. We are, we need to get that subscriber count out. So shameless plug here, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on YouTube or anywhere that you're watching, make sure that you're following, subscribing, make sure you're following Chase on everything he's doing, and Boo Boo and Willie, and get in the community, because as we tighten these things up, that you're going to see a lot of the same faces in between all the shows, right? And that was kind of the point to bring in more hosts, was that, yeah, you can be on my show, but wouldn't it be better if you were able to kind of come into one house and to do 4 or 5 shows, and then those are all going out there, and you didn't have to necessarily go out and hunt all of these different podcasts. You knocked on one door and it was, hey, come on in. Oh, and by the way, go knock on that door and that door and that door. And Chase, you're really one of the first ones that we've had, Dalton Jones last week as well, that has taken full advantage of that. And that's why I was so thrilled to have you on here tonight. And I can't wait to listen to some of your music. Honestly, I don't think I've really listened to much besides your lives on Facebook of your stuff. So we're going to get to hear some of your recorded music, and you're going to play live for us tonight as well. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yep, I got a few. It's actually all originals and all new stuff, pretty much. It's not even the ones that have been released for a while. It's stuff that's coming up on an upcoming album here in October.
Incredible. Well, Willie, you got one dialed up for us?
Yeah,
we'll
I
get
do.
Willie to pull up the songs. We already got comments coming in here. Nobody's complaining about Boo Boo's internet
Team
yet.
Wi-Fi.
So that's good.
My new Wi-Fi is better, so we should be good for tonight, actually. I don't even know where the router is, and we don't even have problems.
There we go. There we go. Look at that. So this is the cover art for the new album, Chase. Is that right?
It is.
That looks great, man.
Thanks.
I love how much the hat is part of your everything, right? Like it's a cool look, man. I'm jealous.
It's there's a story behind that too. We can get into that at some point too. It's
well, you can tell it right now. Go ahead, Chase.
So the whole thing with music for myself is it's always been pointed back to God, because it started in church worship to the point where I could not even like sing in front of my own wife before I had auditioned for this worship team, and that's where it grew. That was the foundation of it. And I'm still on that worship team. It's changed, the way it looks now, but I'm still playing with them. And my whole life I've kind of spent like, what are people going to think of, this or that, or the way I look or the way I talk or walk. And it just got to be so fed up with that at some point so like this hat, when I first bought it, because I got a big inspiration, is the band Need to Breathe, kind of a Christian Southern rock type band. And he's got a hat like this. And I was like, I can't pull that off, right? Like, I that's silly. It looks good on him, not on me. So I bought it, and then I was still like, oh, I can't wear it. I'm going to get made fun of. And I'm like, who cares? Like, especially recently with everything going on, it's like, life is so short. Like, wear the hat. Be different. Like, do the thing, because, like, you only get this one shot, and if you don't take those chances, this is just a very little thing, but, like, it's actually a representation of like me letting go of all the stresses and just being myself for like the first time in my life in these past couple of years.
That's a great story. And I think, some of these things give us powers, right? They give us those superpowers, that extra bit of confidence, right? I have a custom guitar strap that I wear at my shows that has, Startz on it and representing who I am, right? And I always feel like when I put that on and I put that custom guitar on that my friend built, and like it means something extra, and it's it's special. And those are the things that make us special as artists and as human beings. And like you said, wear the hat. Life's too damn short.
It is. Yeah, who cares what people think? If you like it, do it.
Awesome. Well, Willie, you got the song pulled up. Sorry, Chase, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, without any further ado, this is Cold Rain in October by Chase Grant.
Woke up to the sound of a driving rain.
Hey, I can be prepared to play it live.
An October sky as empty as my veins. An old freight train that calls out in the dark. A lonely echo strikes right through my heart.
You guys want me to hit it?
Later lay down on the floor, faded as the memory of the night before. I always prayed for peace, but you wanted a war. Her mind's made up this time, she don't love me anymore. Cold rain in October, I'm drowning slow. Lost her love in a tail like gold. The storm drives on and tries to shake this lonely broken home. Cry out her name, but her heart's grown cold. Crazy how some things I never has it seemed. That she loved me and man, I was a king. The world was cruel and you can't fly with a broken wing. All I have left is the sorrow song I sing. Cold rain in October, I'm drowning slow. Lost her love in a tail like gold. The storm drives on and tries to shake this lonely broken home. I cry out her name, but her heart's grown cold. Cold rain in October, I'm drowning slow. Lost her love in a tail like coal. Storm drives on and tries to shake this lonely broken home. I cry out her name, but her heart's grown cold. I cry out her name, but her heart's grown cold.
Awesome stuff, Chase.
Thank you. I wasn't sure if you guys could hear it at first because I was like, oh, I don't hear nothing on my end, but you must have had to mute mine to get that stuff going, huh?
Maybe. I don't know. We could hear it just fine
Good.
on
Okay.
ours. Yeah.
That's all that matters. Good deal.
Yeah, man. I thought it sounded fantastic. Cool tune. Where'd
Thanks.
you do your recording at on that one?
So I work with this guy named Sam Snyder. He is a good friend of mine. I've known him for probably the past 6-7 years. He started off in the church that we go to, the Waters here in Sartell, and he's been doing sound and mixing for the last 13, 14 years. And just recently, this last year and a half, he has been a freelancer and he runs sound for live bands such as like Mason Dixon Line, and then has his own studio as well. And I work with him.
Very cool. Yeah. So are you playing a lot of the instruments, or how did that kind of come about? Because you don't typically, at least I don't see you perform with a band. Most of the stuff I see you do is solo, or I know you perform with another buddy too, but who's on the album with you?
It's basically just me. I cover all the guitars. The bass is my buddy Paul Nierengarten. He was in an old band with me, and then he actually plays sometimes duos with me, and then he plays in my band that I kind of put together to do just shows here and there as well. So it's pretty much just me and him, and then Sam jumps in on some of the background vocals and kind of tag team everything. But I've been looking at working with more and more artists in the area, such as like there's a song called Daisy that just came out. I don't know if I'll play that one tonight, but Ellen Springer, she's another keys player here in the area. I kind of recruited her to come and help out because I'm kind of under the way of living of like a rising tide raises all ships. So I'm just kind of like pulling these people in and like kind of exposing them to recording and just kind of building relationships, and it's cool.
Yeah, I love it, man. It came out great and it's so fun. I'm working through some songs right now. We're pretty much done tracking. I got one more song with the guitars I'm laying down, but worked with some of my good friends, guys that I've known for a long time out in the Rapid City, Black Hills area, South Dakota, where I grew up and where my musical journey kind of started, right? And to get to work with my friends, and we're not in a band together, but because of their expertise as musicians and me having a lot of these stuff at least demoed at some point, live recordings or something, that I was able to hide, like, hey, these are the songs. So when we got in the studio, it was really efficient. I mean, it was like run through them 1 or 2 times, hit record, and that's really what you're hearing on the record. So looking forward to getting those out there here soon this year. And I love the process. Like you said, collaboration is key, and a rising tide raises all ships. And getting to bring new people into the recording process, I think, is really cool that maybe wouldn't have that experience on their own, right?
Yeah.
They maybe don't have the wherewithal or they don't have the songs, and getting to see people, because that's their art, whether they're just a musician, maybe they're not an artist and they're not writing their own music, that without you bringing them in, they maybe never get to have that experience. And then once you've done it, then you have a lot more to offer and to do. So yeah, man, very, very cool song. I really liked it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It was an amazing song. I ain't gonna lie. Haven't heard the other one of the ones you're gonna play tonight. The hardest things to do when I upload these songs is not listen, because I want to be just surprised as these guys are.
Yeah.
But it is so hard. I mean, I already got a preview of one of them because we talked about it on my show.
Yep.
But just to see your talent and your heart, we talked about this on my show, that you put into your music. I can see you going really far with your music. Thanks.
I really I try to stay as humble as I can, because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for I want people to get get their attention with the hat and the voice and stuff. But like, once I have that, it's like, hey, this is as real as it gets, and I want to lead them to the cross. I want to lead them to, like, this is what God's done for me. This is what real living can look like. Like, it's not always pretty. It's not always perfect pitch. It's not always this, that, the other thing. But like, this is a direction I think the world needs to go. Is that, and it just leads back to the gospel, man. Like, that's what I've always done since the beginning, and I can proudly say that I've always strived for that. Now I'm still playing party songs. I'm still having fun. It's not all like Christian and gospel music out there, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, like, the heart of my message and the heart of my show is always that. And I see it working in people. I see that there's people hungry for that. It's very apparent, more so than I would have originally thought.
Chase, we had one of our super fans, Renee, here commented. Can you see the comment on your screen?
Oh, yes, I do. Sorry, I think my eyes are getting bad. Now I see it now that I zoom in a little bit. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
We love getting to... Go ahead, Chase.
I sang with like the rasp right away, and I was kind of joked, like, oh, I sing that way because I don't know how to really sing, like I wasn't trained or anything, but it's just a raw vocals, and it seems to work.
Awesome. And another comment here. Musical inspirations. I love it. What a great question, AJ. Thanks for throwing that in the chat.
So musically, I grew up listening to absolutely everything, and I know everybody says that, but it was like literally on my little iPod back in the day, you could have found Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, Tupac, Limp Bizkit, Nirvana, like all of it. But at the end of the day, what I really took from music was a lot of Lynyrd Skynyrd for my guitar playing, and the chops and everything that came from that was those guys. Even a little vocals from Ronnie Van Zant. But like, as I got older, it was like Need to Breathe and some of these kind of on the edge, like Christian bands and stuff like that. But anything in between there too. But yeah, I'd say mostly from those two rocks.
Very cool. Thank you, AJ, for the great question, man. We're going to have to bring you in to help us host this thing sometime.
Which that's really funny because that's actually one of the questions I asked him on my show.
You did.
So he had an answer for it already because he stumbled a little bit when I asked him the first time.
Well, that's why we do the podcast first, right? We vet everyone and get them used to the process and the things that we like to ask, and then we bring you on Love Noise to do it live. And it's this show just continues to amaze me because we don't just get to listen to the songs. We have the Scene Projects Radio right now where we're running out the songs, and people can tune in on the sceneprojects.com and listen to this music. But they're not getting the stories behind it, and they're not getting to engage with the artists. And I thought that was really cool about the format of this show specifically. And Renee and AJ have been really gracious to kind of jump in here. And we love throwing up the comments. We love, like, it's an open forum, right? We might be the ones on camera, but this is really a chance for everybody to engage with each other and to do that. Renee, specifically, are you talking like a cover or an original of his?
We'll wait and see if she answers. I guess I could answer both ways.
Go ahead. We'll answer both of them.
I'll answer both ways. So as far as like a song that I didn't write, I was actually just recently asked that. They were like, if this was your last song, what would you sing? And it was actually kind of more simple than I thought. And I was just at a gig the other day, and I actually unplugged because there was people there for a while, and then it slowed way down, and I was just kind of sitting with some locals at the bar there with my guitar, and I started playing the acoustic version of Simple Man by Leonard Skinner. And the way that song hits, it's somewhere between their version and like the Shinedown version is kind of what I do. And it still just feels like it just raises up hairs every time. And I feel like that was a very truly written song. And then as far as originals goes, the one that hits home the most is one called that I'm going to do tonight yet. It's called The Devil's Game. And it's simply at its core just a declaration of like, hey, this is my life, Satan, and you can't have control of it anymore. I'm going to do this God's way, and I'm going to do this for myself and my family, and there's no more of your meddling in my business.
Is that one you're going to play live for us tonight, Chase?
Yeah. Yep.
Let's do it right now, man. You got the guitar handy?
It's right here. I just changed strings today. We'll see if they stayed in tune for me.
Well, you go ahead and tune up, and we're going to mute Boo Boo's dogs.
All right. He's like, what?
Oh, God. You good to go, Chase?
Oh, yeah. Could you tell me what's going on in my head? 'Cause it's been a minute since I've been myself. Happy or sad, pleasure, no pain. It's a cloud of mine, and Lord, I feel so ashamed. Caught in the storm, and my mind's in a war. There's been days I couldn't make it out the door. I'll be damned if I let it define me. Let the word set me free. The devil plays his games around me, but he can't have my life anymore. 'Cause I've gone round for round trying to do this all alone. Say I'm fine, but I'm living a lie. Done being numb towards the ones that I love. Let the Lord take control. I let the rhythm take the wheel. I put my faith into words. Just trying to find myself again. Song that I write. Wrote a good intent. The truth is hard to find. Lay down these burdens. Try to make up the time I spent searching for help that I needed. But foolish pride was too stubborn to receive. Just trying to strike a balance, my heart and my head. And silence the doubt that's been so constantly fed. 'Cause my whole life I stepped up to the plate. Just
striking out before I could swing. The devil plays his games around me. Well, he can't have my life anymore. 'Cause I've gone round for round trying to do this all alone. Say I'm fine, but I'm living a lie. Done being numb towards the ones that I love. I let the Lord take control. I let the rhythm take the wheel. I put my faith in her words. Just trying to find myself again in the songs that I write. God, I'm down on my knees, yeah, I'm begging you, please. It's my kids and my wife, man, they're gonna need me. But my broken mind's a million miles away from the man that you want me to be. The devil plays his game. I let the rhythm take the wheel. I put my faith in the words. Just trying to find myself again in the songs that I write.
Awesome stuff, Chase. Sorry, that was my bad, guys. I was trying to bring up the mic volume a little bit and then it clipped out. So it cut off about 5 seconds in there, but my bad. We're learning on the fly, Chase. Beautiful song, man.
Thank you. Yeah, that's one of those ones that every single word is straight from the heart. That was a tough song to write. That was a tough one to get out. I felt like I was always under attack every time I went to go finish it, or even in the recording process. I was always just something like, even the day I recorded the vocals, I was actually pretty hoarse from the weekend before gigging and just a sickness that had hit me. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like this today. Like, we might as well push it off for next week. And I'm like, no, that's enough waiting around. It was always something. Not just me, but like there was always just like a weird roadblock that would just pop up, and I'm like, no, that's it. We're doing it. And I actually kind of liked the way my vocals sounded at the end of it. It was almost like a little bit of rawness to my voice. That I was like, okay, that was it. We got it.
Yeah,
Well, and I
it
think you
sounded
just
absolutely great.
Thank
I
you.
loved it, and you killed it there. And I think that touch to your voice really added a different depth to the song itself that wouldn't have been there without it.
Yeah, that may be true. It really does. Could be.
well, and it's part of who you are, that kind of gravelly grittiness, and it speaks to the troubadour that you are. I mean, I'm on your Facebook all the time, man. You are always playing shows. How many shows a year do you play, Chase?
So this is my most so far this year. Actually, by the end of this weekend, I'll be over 100. I think I'll be at 102. And I'm looking at expanding that next year, because honestly, if you think about it, this year, it was about the first 5 months that I was still about, kind of part-time with this. It's only been since, so May, after my son was born, it was May 13th, and then I took about a 3-week little break. And then once he was stable, I started gigging again, at least Thursday through Saturday. But now I've been able to add some Wednesdays in there, some Sundays. So, I mean, this time next year, I might be looking at double that. It might be 200
Right.
something.
And when you're that busy, there's never really time to let the vocal cords rest and to be perfect, right? To be in perfect shape. Because even if you do that,
Yeah.
you could get sick, you could do anything. So I love the attitude of just like, no, devil, this song's got to get out, and I don't care about the perfect setting. It's not about that anyway. It's about getting these songs out there and just doing it. So I love it, man. Everything that it stands for.
Thank you.
You know, I told you the other day what I thought, and I'll say it again: the heart that goes into that. It was a little different this time.
You think so?
And not saying in a bad way, because it was live. So
Sure.
the more emotion is even more there than when you hear it on a recording.
Oh, that's right, because we didn't play that one live. We just listened to that one.
Yes.
That's
so
right.
I think the emotion, it even brings it more full circle once you hear you play the song live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really, at the end of the day, it's I always just see authenticity. That's what I'm trying to preach out there.
AJ had a guitar question. He asked, "Is that a Dave Grohl signature behind you?"
So it's actually it is technically, but it's like the Chinese ripoff of that one. I bought this guitar just on a whim on a trade one time, and I just thought it was kind of pretty, so I threw it up there. I honestly don't even play it that much because it doesn't sound that great. It needs a little work, but yes, it is the Dave Grohl kind of signature. Yep. Here I am
Nice.
preaching about authenticity, and I got a Chinese knockoff.
Hey man, we play the guitars we can afford, brother.
Well, that's just it too. Yeah, we can't all afford the 1960s Gibsons or anything like that. But no, I do play it every once in a while. It's a good sounding little thing. It's got the coil splits in it. It's kind of cool.
Awesome,
I've used it on
man.
recordings a few times.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Very sweet. Oh man. Yeah. Do we just keep rolling on with the music, guys? I'm really enjoying listening to all of Chase songs. Like I said, I usually catch you on a quick Facebook Live while I'm kind of scrolling around. I give it a share into the Steam Projects group, and sometimes that's it. You know, we're busy guys producing content and always on the move. But yeah, I want to listen to some more music, Willie. What's the next one? We got another
Yep.
Recording dialed up, or
Yeah, it's Sinner Like Me.
All right. One of my favorites.
I don't know, you've been sold. World's going tight and the story's going cold. Her last leg, she tries to stand. Devil runs wild all across the land. People talk about a man, fire in his eye and a hole in his hands. Gates of heaven before winds blow, and there they gather to bring us home. They call him the King of Kings. Peace in the storm, the strength when I can't stand. He's the Son of Man, the Prince of Peace, shining light in this cold world. Rose from the grave, he took the blame and he paid it all. For a sinner like me. Up, proclaim, you'll be saved. Him in your heart, make a brand new start. Resurrection and the life. Just believe and let your soul be free. They call him the King of Kings, the Prince of Peace, shine a light in this cold world. He's the Son of Man. Peace in the storm, the strength when I can't stand. Rose from the grave, he took the blame and he paid it all. Some old sinner like me, oh, sinner like me, some old sinner like me.
yes, sir, Chase. That gives me some like, oh brother, where art thou vibes. Oh, you'll have to unmute yourself, buddy. I can't unmute you. You're good.
There we go. Yeah, I can kind of see that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of got the rocker vibe from it a little bit. I mean,
It's that drop D thing, I think.
Well, it's almost like a Tesla or something, right? Like one of those old the acoustic rock bands. Yeah, somewhere in between that. And I wanted to throw this comment up here. Oh, let's switch the view back to this now. And Renee said that she loved that you played live on the podcast. And I know you thought you were playing this one live right now
for a second, and then I'm like, oh gosh, they're playing it like they're playing the recording. I'm like, I'm backing off.
Well, you know what? I mean, we got no rules here, man. Do you want to give us the acoustic version of that too, since you're already kind of dialed it up? Let's go, man. This is for Renee.
I don't know what you've been sold, but the world's growing tired and the story's been told. Her last leg, she tries to stand as the devil runs wild across her land. People talking about a man with a fire in his eye and a horn in his hands. Gates of heaven, the four winds blow, there they gather to bring us home. They call him the King of Kings, Prince of Peace, the shining light of this cold world. He's the Son of Man, peace in the storm, the strength when I can't stand. He rose from that grave, he took the blame and he paid it all. For a sinner like me. Rise up, proclaim, you'll be saved. Let him in your heart make a brand new start. Resurrection and the life, if you just believe, let your soul be free. They call him the King of Kings, Prince of Peace, the shining light of this cold world. He's the Son of Man, peace in the storm, the strength when I can't stand. Rose from that grave, took the flame, paid it all. For a sinner like me. Oh, sinner like me. Some old sinner like me.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, and you know what? Because I was kind of rocking out with the beat so much there that I didn't catch all the words, right? I was kind of in the vibe of the song, and having you play it here, because the mix is different, right? The guitar's a lot quieter when we have you play here, and I really focus on that, on the words. I mean, that's a gospel song, right? Like that's a church song with a rock, bluegrass feel. And yeah, what a great tune, man. You're an awesome songwriter, Chase.
Thank you. It just kind of comes, not every day. Like, I know that some people write songs every day. I'm not blessed in that aspect, but when I do get them, they come kind of like in a thought or in a dream, or I wake up with something, it just, I grab it and I go with it and I roll with it, and it pretty quickly.
I'm getting a cough button for Boo Boo. Don't worry, Chase. Oh, killer stuff, man. I appreciate you just gutting it out and playing live for us on here. I think it's so cool. I think our fans appreciate it. I know Renee's appreciating it. Little fun fact about Renee, huge Denny's fan. So yeah. Throwing that out there, little inside baseball. Oh,
where's she from?
Without giving away her address, she's down around where Willie is in Central Missouri. So,
oh, nice.
have to get down. You're gonna have to come down and see us. We got a big festival coming up down that way, May 16th of next year. So
I think I'm going to actually end up being at the one in September.
okay, sweet.
Yep.
Yeah. The one in September is going to be right in your town, right, Willie?
Yeah, it'll be right here in Salem, Missouri.
That's awesome. Oh, that's your squeaky chair too. That chair puts a lot of work in during the week, doesn't it, Willie?
That's right. I love the way it hugs me.
Uh-oh, I hear a monkey. She should be in bed. Yeah. Oh man, I love when our kids make appearances on here, and it's special, right? Like we don't shy away from it. I'm gonna, just in case he's got to attack a small child. All right, I was protecting Willie just in case. That's right, Renee. Willie's boss showed up.
Willie's boss, yeah.
She thinks she's my boss.
Oh, brother, she is, man.
Boss.
If you haven't figured that out yet, then it's you who has the problem, sir.
Hey, that's what little girls are for. That have daddy be wrapped all around daddy's fingers, okay?
Yep. That's right, man. And that's why we love having her. And exactly what you were talking about earlier, on your guys' episode, that, the kids are kind of coming in and out. And, I think some people would want to edit that out, right? And like, oh, the podcast has to be perfect. That's not what these things are about, right? These are about showing people that, like, we are real people. This isn't AI. This isn't a studio. This is real life. And sometimes the baby wakes up because she's got a nightmare, and sometimes she just don't want to go to bed at 9:45 at night, right? Like, it's part of our lives. And Boo Boo's the younger statesman here, and he doesn't have kids of his own yet, but he's got dogs. We hear the dogs occasionally in the background, and this is real. And that's what the scene projects and what especially this show, when we do it live, that's what it's all about. And that's why, it makes it all the better to do it. And you couldn't be more right there, Renee. And it gives us a chance to engage with our fans too. I've never met Renee in person, but she's been a huge supporter of this show since we kicked it off a few weeks ago. And it's important for us to be able to share these moments with that fan base. And, a year from now, when there's hundreds of people tuning in live and getting to know us and our families, like, that's what's going to make it special when we go out and start touring with these shows, and our artists go out and tour, and they're landing in these areas where our fans are at. Like, there's so much of this dream yet to be realized. And I think I've always had this 30,000 foot view of it, and seeing what it could be before it ever gets there, that I was in tears the first night we shot our first episode of Love Noise, and I got to share my songs with the fellas, and just realizing what that was going to mean for guys like you, Chase, and guys like Dalton Jones, and coming on and sharing it. It was just like, man, if they're going to get this feeling like we're going to get to do this every week for the rest of our lives, like, oh my goodness, I can't wait. I can't wait. So, man.
Yeah. And that's what makes it so great about this, is just, even with the realness, like, with connecting with Bubba, my 3-year-old, and I can say now 3 because she had a birthday Sunday, but she goes to bed sometimes watching my episodes on replay. So it's like, and it's not because I make her. I promise it's not because I make her. But she's like, Daddy, I wanted to watch your podcast. Or, and that's what I want people to see, is that no matter how you feel or where you're at, and that's what I love about Bubba and what he brings to the table, is that there's that realness to it, that whether you're a struggling parent or struggling with addiction, whatever the struggle is, that, it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to have as Renee likes to say it, my boss come in. But, kind of give my own little shout out to Renee. She's an amazing person. She definitely encourages me when I feel that my back's up against the wall. So it's great having that support on a different level.
Yeah, I think you guys have started something really pretty cool here. And I didn't get a chance to meet you down at the CMOs, but I remember you accepting your award, Bubba, and I thought that was pretty cool. I was curious as to I wonder what his podcast network is all about that he got this award, and quickly got to realize what it was about as we connected, just weeks later.
Yeah, it's about you. It's about you, and it's about all of these artists. And really how I kicked off that show and how I kicked off the podcast was I started in like March of 24. So I was very fresh, and I knew I had just joined the Midwest CMO. I had just joined in like February. I was releasing my own songs, and I was like, oh, okay. And Brad Morgan, shout out to Brad Morgan and his wife, Nikki, who just have so much to do, especially with the awards show. And it was so thrilling to see them kind of get the recognition this year of all of that hard work that they put in from the organization. But it was a family. And before knowing what it was, like, I knew that when I showed up there for our first awards show, not knowing anyone and not really having any time to meet anyone, that I was bringing my microphones and I was just going to take up some space during jam night. We were at the Gardens in Okoboji, and I just was like, hey, I'm going to take over this table and we're going to sit here. And we had 25 artists fill out a little piece of paper of just like, what's your name? What do you have coming out that I can, and it just gave me a little bit to have a 5-10 minute conversation. And we all sat down, we did 25 interviews that night. And it was right then that I was like, oh, this is what we do now. Right. Yeah. Like, I came here as an artist and as a member of this thing, but I know my place in this now. And now I think we've inspired others. Corey Waller and the Wicked Things got their own podcast now, which is just about them. Like, they're such a show to themselves that all they got to do is, and it's called Get in the Van. And I highly recommend everybody go on YouTube and go check it out. And it's just following them around on tour, man. These amazing individuals are traveling around the country, playing all this music and doing these shows. And now, they were up in Sioux Falls just a few weeks ago, and I get to go on their show now and watch the show that I was at, and then getting to follow them up to Minnesota where they played the Live-In Festival, and PT's up there. That's one of his, foundations and big causes that he supports. Shout out to Paul Thomas, the founder and kind of our fearless leader of the Midwest CMO. But he inspired me to start so much of what we're doing, right? The Midwest Original Music Organization. It's not because I want to be competition with the Midwest CMO. It's because we all could do so much more, right? Like our not all of our networks overlap in that way. And I had so many friends of mine that were outside of country music that wouldn't necessarily put themselves in that box for one reason or another. And instead of trying to just just come into this, it was like, well, hey, here's the Midwest Original Music Organization. You have original music, right? Join this. And we're really trying to focus on the education factor, the networking and connection factors, and bringing people into these other worlds. And just, it's already grown so much, right? And this year we were on the red carpet and we did 35 interviews this year, right? And now I've announced it on our Facebook page and everything, but I'm going to be at the Josie Music Awards covering their event, and in Media Village, and like elevating what we're doing and bringing to the table. This weekend I'll be at the Cinch Playoffs Governor's Cup covering the rodeo and talking to fans. Like, the opportunities to just go and support other communities continue to come up, and we're so willing. And I think that's kind of what sets the Scene Projects apart, is because, hey, record, let's go. Like, I'm here to talk to y'all. I'm here. I like doing these things. So let's talk. And, at this point, we have so much momentum, right? Like, how could I ever stop doing it?
Yeah. And that, you shouldn't. I can feel it that, you have a passion for it, and I can see it working. I can see it in so many different aspects. It's working.
Renee once again with the comment of the night. Appreciate that, Chase. Yeah, she's we're gonna start sending. I'm gonna start doing a T-shirt for the comment of the night. Renee's already got one coming from the Scene Projects. DM me your size, Renee, and we're gonna send one down to you because the interaction is great. AJ Dahl says, "Okay, I'm in. Right on, brother. We appreciate you, man. A new fan, and we're always all about it. If you play music, you're more than welcome to come in. We'll send you a form you can fill out, get on all the shows. Check out the sceneprojects.com. You can book with Boo Boo and Willie. Our boy El Pablo one time was in the studio with us for a bit. His phone probably died again. We didn't get a chance to feature him in the show, but that's the nature of the beast, man. I'm sure he's watching on the computer and following along on the show. We got another recording we're going to play, Willie.
Unless he wants to do another one live, yeah.
Hey, before we get
Either way.
too far into that, I got to step away quick. I just wanted to let you guys know before I did.
All right. We always have the private chat too, buddy. You can let us know in there. All right. Appreciate you, Boo-Boo. Why don't we play a recording and we'll give Chase vocal cords a little bit of a rest. He's got shows this weekend, I'm sure, too. We don't need him to blow it out on a Wednesday night singing for a couple of fools like us, Willie.
Speak for yourself. I'm no fool.
It's not what your boss said.
Jerry.
All right, and this is Angels Above Me.
Run, run, river, carry me home to the ocean. River and the road, carry me home to the ocean. The friends of my life, like the stars in the sky, leave the lights on. The river and the road, carry me home to the ocean. The angels above me, they sing that they love me, oh Lord. So traveling alone, so far from home in love. All the angels, well, angels, please don't leave me. Just trying to get to her with the love she deserves, Lord, please. I've been playing this guitar, laying underneath the stars for you. In the light of the moon, I'll be forever singing tunes for you. When the stars are aligned like the colors in your eyes, greens and blues. It's not winter weather, always be together, it's true. Angels above me, they sing that they love me, oh Lord. Traveling alone, so far from home in love. All the angels, angels, please don't leave me. Trying to get to her with the love she deserves, Lord, please. Ooh. Ooh. And sometimes I feel like my heart's gonna burst at the seams, and sometimes I feel like it's the love that we want, all we need. And sometimes I feel like I'm living too much in my dreams. But sometimes, oh Lord, let me be. Let like I'm feeling, searching for some meaning of it all. 'Cause I spend all my days trying to make some sense of it all. The oceans and the seas and the wind-blown trees are changing. Your love for me, it's all I need to keep believing. The angels above me, they sing that they love me, oh Lord. Traveling alone, so far from home and love. All the angels, oh angels, please don't leave me. Trying to get to her with the love she deserves. Lord, please, Lord, please, don't leave me, don't leave me.
Great song, Chase. You're muted again, buddy.
Whoops. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So yeah, before we get too far on that one, this is actually the only song on the album that's not an original. It's actually a cover. And I wasn't originally going to do that. I had a song that it was about 3/4 written for my son, and I just couldn't seem to find the best way to finish the song. It's just I always hit a roadblock with it, and again, it could be just just me, or maybe it's just feels like it's more of a spiritual attack, but like I couldn't finish it, and I just didn't feel like the right timing. So this song that I chose instead it's going to be the last song on the album. It's actually a cover of a reggae song. It's a group called Stick Figure, and I would have never chose that for a country rock album. But what was special about it is in the hospital when I was singing these songs, I had this very same guitar in there singing him these songs. And there was a day that I was singing him a bunch of country songs like I do. And he was kind of making faces. My wife was holding him, and he was kind of like, almost like he didn't like country. And I was like, what? Like, well, that's great because that's all I sing, hardly. And so I was like, well, I got to try something. And so I threw a reggae song at the wall. And what was funny about this one is whenever I sang it, it seemed like his oxygen levels rose, his heart rate went down, everything just like kind of clicked where it should be. Like all of his numbers were just very steady. And so I was kind of joked that it was his favorite song. And I at this point, I really think it was. And I got to sing it at his funeral service. And I knew at some point that I was like, I need to record this. This is a special song for him.
Yeah, man. Thanks for sharing that story. It makes it that much sweeter. And it doesn't sound like a reggae song,
No,
right?
no, it doesn't.
You still, Chase granted it.
That's right.
And you made it you. And I don't think any of us would have ever assumed that was somebody else's song whatsoever. And I think it allows you to cross over a little bit into that world now too, and to kind of put that out into some stick figure groups and to say, hey, this is my take on the song that they did, and this is why I think that story is going to resonate with people a lot out there, and it's going to endear people that are big fans of that band, which Stick Figure is huge. My brother's seen them a couple of times at Red Rocks, and they're big in that reggae world right now and only continuing to rise. So not that it was ever your intention, right? Like your attachment to it is completely personal, and that's going to just endear you to this other group of fans that may not necessarily ever hear your music, because most reggae people aren't listening to country music, right? So
right. Exactly.
Awesome.
No,
you need to send that to them. You need to reach out into their world and make sure that they hear that and they hear that story. And I think that's going to be a special thing, and I think it's going to mean something to them as well to know what it meant to you and your son, and just the entire story, and the fact that you were, covering their song. I think because they're still not so big that they're unreachable, right?
Right.
And this is a band that ground their teeth out on the road and touring and building a fan base, one fan at a time. So I think it would really mean a lot to them. So if you're not going to send it to them, I'm sending them this episode.
No, I would encourage you to. I definitely should reach out. So my buddy Max Hagman that I play with a lot, and I actually want to get him in touch with you because he needs a little push in the. He's so talented, and he's got some original stuff that's coming that he has out and that is coming, but I need to keep reeling him into it because he definitely needs to be heard, and he knows those guys personally. Like he just on a whim, he knows like another group called the Elevators who opened up for Stick Figure at one point, and they're all good buddies, and he's very deep into that reggae world, and that's mostly how I came into it. I actually knew Stick Figure before I met him, but then just happened to be that was a connection that we had for the love of that group, and yeah, very, very solid group of guys. And again, it's just like kind of like what we're all doing here. They're just super down to earth. They're not crazy famous. They're not, even if they are, they don't let it get to their heads. They're all really good people.
That's incredible. Well, yeah, that collaboration is coming. I think it would be really cool, a year down the road from now, that they cut a country version of this song with you singing it with them. And I think a collaboration is coming. And the fact that, you're 1 degree of separation from them, right? I mean, have you met the guys then, or just that Max is friends with them? And
No, just that Max is friends with him. And then he's pretty deep in that reggae world with he's playing, actually he's on tour in California right now, with a guy named Brandon Clemente, who is another pretty up and coming reggae dude as well. And they just opened for this one festival. It's called Everwild out in Ohio, and it was headlined by Steven and Damian Marley, Bob's like 2 kids that are the biggest musicians out of all of them.
So a degree of separation between that I opened up for, quote unquote. I was playing at a place called The Rave in Milwaukee. Cool venue. I hope it's still open. But we played like the side bar stage before Damien and the Wailers got up on stage and rocked it out, man. So a pretty cool man. That was so long ago. That was so long. I want to say that was like 2010, maybe 15 years ago, right? Long time. But yeah, very cool. It's funny how the world's it gets so small, especially in the independent music scene. And it's going to continue for us as we elevate, right? I mean, I'm covering events at the Denny Sanford Premier Center. We have Kevin Gates tickets we're giving away from Live Nation, right? Like we're already in that world and have grown so much faster than I think we'd ever dream. Willie's in talks with Amphitheater down by him about coming and starting to interview artists for next summer and doing those things. And it's just going to continue to pick up momentum. And as your star rises, it happens a lot faster, I think, than most people realize. And that's why I'm so adamant about like, just get started, like get moving, and you never know what's going to happen because the media landscape, especially right now, is still changing and evolving. And if you're willing to go put the work in, there's nothing really that can stop you. And I was very fortunate to kind of always have this attitude in life that I'm not waiting for someone else to make me famous. I'm going to go do it myself because I'm not out to be famous anyway. I just want to know a lot of really cool people. And I guess if that makes me, famous at the end of the day, famous among friends, right? I think a beer has that slogan or something.
It sounds like a good beer slogan. If it's not one yet, it will be after hearing that.
I probably heard it somewhere. I've been around for a long time, Chase.
No, you guys, this is just a cool experience. I can't thank you enough for having me on tonight and just getting to share a little bit of my story. And I just hope that others can continue to do that as well. I'm definitely going to be sending some people your way.
Send them all, man. Send them all, and they can be on everybody's show, and to just continue growing this community. And speaking of the community, all of our fans watching, go to group.thesceneprojects.com. You make a profile over there with us, and it's our own little, social media, right? And that's where all of our shows, we're going to get a lot more active in there as it continues to fill up. There's about 40 people in there now. But we want our artists to come on into that group, and it allows us to actually have that one-to-one communication, right? Because like I have 5,000 followers on Facebook, but when I put a post out, maybe like 500 see it. Right. And I'm not working with a huge marketing budget to where I'm going to pay to broadcast every post and give Facebook money to do that. So that's really how we continue to grow and to continue to connect. Like that's what it's really about. And Chase, that's what you're doing tonight, with us personally, and then with the fans that are watching and are watching on the replays and everything. Like, I think that's what, as musicians, that we crave. And that's why, especially guys like us that play live, and that like, that's our essence, really. That's what we're doing it for. We don't care how many people are in the room. We're trying to connect with you on that level. We're here now, and that's what we're here for. And I think that speaks a lot to your, your spirituality, your connection with God, and it comes through. And I think that's, the world needs it right now, especially with what we've seen. The evil in this world is not slowing down. If anything, it's elevating. And that means that we need to shine even brighter as well, and to be more powerful, and to be powerful in love. So really, I've had a great time with you, Chase. Willie, are there any other songs that we're playing tonight, or through everything?
That's it. We do have Devil's Game recorded that he submitted as well, but he already played it. I mean,
I did.
We can play that one too. I mean,
you know what? Let's close the show with that, Chase. I'd love to listen to the studio version of that one, and to close it out with the recordings, which sound awesome, man. You're a fantastic musician. You're a great singer. Don't ever talk yourself out of it again. I love that. You let it hang, that rawness in your voice. It's what endears you to fans. It's what's endeared you to me here today. We're tired of auto-tune, right? We're tired of everything being polished and perfect. And I think the world is craving the cracks in the voice and the strain, because it's what makes you human, right? And it's what shows people the emotion in that. And I think for you especially, that raw emotion is part of who you are. And especially over the course of this last year, and what you have been through as a man, and what your family have been through, that emotion makes you real, and it makes you someone that people are going to want to spend a lot of time with, and in your songs, and coming to your shows. And I think your arrow is pointed straight up, buddy, and we're so glad to be a part of it.
No, thank you guys. That's what I strove for since the very beginning. And so to have you say that back to me unprompted is very reassuring, that it's all going for God, and it's all going for the right reasons.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think just the rawness, I keep saying that, but even in your recordings, you can hear the rawness you put in every song, and the passion that drives you. And that's one thing we talked about on my podcast, is staying true to who you are. And, the more you grow, that's the more that pull is going to pull towards people. I said this there, just continue to stay true to who you are. You have an amazing abilities.
Thank you. No, I definitely will.
Yeah, I mean, I feel a lot of like the raw emotion in what you say with your songs, and like your words feel powerful almost, with the way that you convey them and how you put them into your music.
No, yeah, and it just really does speak to how I wanted this to all start. I'm still doing it, and I will never strive away from that goal. And I only hope it just keeps getting bigger, so that I can promote that to more people.
I'm happy to hear that, and I hope it all works out that way.
Thanks.
You deserve it.
Thank you. Well, thank you guys for being so inspirational and for helping us out. And I'd love to keep doing this and keep getting into other podcasts and sending some people your way and just, loving God, loving people. That's the biggest thing.
Awesome. Well, since we had heard this song before and we kind of talked about it on the show, Willie, I think what I'd like to do is we'll go ahead and play it. And I think we'll kind of just remove all of ourselves from the show. Chase, before we play the song, give everybody a chance to go ahead and plug all your website and where people can find you out there to make sure that we follow. And we're going to just close it with a song and then run our outro and get out of here, if that's all right with everybody.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm on everything. The easiest way to find that is just simply chasegrantmusic.com. It's a simple little website where you can go and find all those access to socials, Spotify, Apple, all the streaming platforms. You can see upcoming shows, things like that. You can buy merch on there now. So I figured out how to do that and plug all that stuff in. So it's growing little by little. chasegrantmusic.com is the best way to find that.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for being on the show tonight. Thank you for being part of the scene. And we're going to keep following your career, man. And anytime you got new music, you are welcome to come back on all the shows and update us. And as always, I mean, you're like a brother at this point, Chase. And I can't wait to catch up to you in person. I know we're going to have Midwest CMO Award shows, but I hope I get to catch you before that. Maybe I'll look you up. I got plans to come up to the Minnesota at some point in November. So hopefully I can come and catch a Chase Grant show.
That sounds great. I'd love to.
I can't wait to meet you, buddy, and connect with you more on an even deeper level. I mean,
thank you, Renee. I appreciate you. It was nice. Thank you for being so active in the chat and hanging out with us.
Yeah, AJ got in there one more time too. So
thank you, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I get to see you live one day and meet you, Chase. You're doing great things here, and everything you've done is, like, from what I've heard, and especially with the stuff that I got to hear for the first time tonight, you are definitely going places.
Thank you. I'm feeling that, but I'm trying to stay humble with it and just always just point it back to God. And I think that if I do that, I can't lose, no matter how big or small it stays or becomes. Just getting to kind of live out my dream. So anybody that thinks that they can't do that is dead wrong. They can definitely chase whatever they want to go after. I was told that.
Absolutely right.
Yeah. It seems so cliche, but it's so real. Like I wish I would have believed it sooner, to be honest. But God's got a timing, and right now is that time. It wasn't 2 years ago. It's now.
And you send all them. And you send all them artists our way you want. We will help them as much as we can. That is what this is all about.
Be part of it. They definitely have some stuff to say too. And yeah, I can think of at least 3 or 4 just off the top of my head, and it'll probably grow as I sit and think about it more. But yep, we'll build a big community, boys.
Let's do it. All right, Willie, roll that. Everybody that tuned in tonight on my Facebook, on YouTube, Twitch, we love you guys so much. Thank you for being a part of this. Make sure you check out chasegrantmusic.com. You join thesceneprojects.com, group.thesceneprojects.com, and get involved with everything we're doing. You can check out Willie's show, Soul Impact, How Music Saved Us. Boo Boo has Beyond the Bell right now, which has kind of become his baby on the Scene Project Sports Network. He's been interviewing a bunch of pro wrestlers, so that's turned out really cool. Obviously, I'm everywhere doing everything, and I'm just so grateful for Chase Grant tonight and sharing his story and sharing these songs, man. So, Willie, go ahead and play us out, brother.
Could you tell me what's going on in my head? It's been a minute since I've been myself. Nothing happy or sad, no pleasure, no pain. It's the clouded mind, and Lord, I feel so ashamed. I'm caught in the storm, yeah, my mind's in a war. There's been days I couldn't make it out the door. I'll be damned if I let it define me. I let the word set me free. The devil plays his games around me, but he can't have my life anymore. 'Cause I've gone round for round trying to do this on my own. Say I'm fine, but I'm living a lie. I'm done being numb towards the ones that I love. I let the Lord take control. I let the rhythm take the wheel. I put my faith in the words, just trying to find myself again in the songs that I write. For the good intent, the truth is hard to find. Lay down these burdens, try to make up the time that I spent searching for help that I needed. My foolish pride was too stubborn to receive. Was trying to strike a balance in my heart and my head, and silence the doubt that's been so constantly fed. 'Cause my whole life I stepped up to the plate, rocking out before I could swing. The devil plays his games around me, but he can't have my life anymore. 'Cause I've gone round for round trying to do this on my own. Say I'm fine, but I'm living a lie. I'm done being numb towards the ones that I love. I let the Lord take control. I let the rhythm take the wheel. I put my faith in the words, just trying to find myself again. The songs that I write. Well, God, I'm down on my knees, yeah, I'm begging you, please. My kids and my wife, yeah, they're gonna need me. 'Cause my broken mind's a million miles away from the man that you want me to be. The devil plays his games around me, but he can't have my life anymore. 'Cause I've gone round for round trying to do this on my own. Say I'm fine, but I'm living a lie. I'm done being numb towards the ones that I love. I'll let the Lord take control. I'll let the rhythm take the wheel. I'll put my faith in the words, just trying to find myself again. The songs that I write.